Hey, hi team. So we have built an software engineering agents as our IO hackathon project. So what we built, right? We will cover what, why, and how. So what we built, right? So we have built an I will come to the GitHub repo itself. So it's kind of a long mono repo. All these things are available in this thing, like all the documentation and then all this code and everything is available here. I'll come to that later. But yeah, what we built, right? Like we have built an team of agents, who is responsible for managing an entire engineering team. Means, and the engineering team we have built, right, using this IO intelligence stack, the full stack IO intelligence, right? So that's what we built, like which help anyone to move from zero to hero, or like zero to 100, as a name suggests, like anyone can be a 10x engineer by having all these agents in their arsenal, right. So that's one thing. So this is what we built, why we built, right? So yeah, like we know, like, I mean, there are a lot of tools available, but we need to share our code, entire proprietary code, to the I mean, there are a lot of editing, means lot of agent based coding tools, but we need to share the code to the third party system, like open, I mean, other LLM providers, and also the means also the service providers. So LLM provider and then the service provider, so both we need to share our code and all these things. So for example, Bolt or Lovable, right, we need to share our code and to Lovable, and also that they will share to Claude, or like an Gemini, or some other LLM providers. So to avoid that, right, like we can host have anything, everything in our in-house. So this is our agents, like we have deployed everything, all these agents are available in a Slack actually. So from a comfort of your phone, you can directly vibe code an entire app, or create an entire PR, or handle all the PR commands, right? All these things, like whatever flow you are seeing here, right? You can handle everything, or you can get an help from any of these agents listed here, from your Slack, just a Slack. So wherever you are, like you are in a airport, or like wherever you are, you just need a phone. You can just wipe code your app completely from a Slack using IO intelligence. That's first benefit. Second, why is, um, all this data never leaves your system, means never, not system, but we have deployed all LLM models in IO intelligence, right? So uh, this IO intelligence means, uh, yeah, like you can also, means you can bring your own model, or like you can also rent, like currently I'm using IO intelligence models, or you can now you can also use IO means container as a service, or like an deploy your own model in bare metal, or like deploy your own model in our IO intelligence, right? And then we'll not track your data or something like that. Like we will just, you can use that, or like you can rent a machine, bare metal machine, and then directly deploy this LLM models also. So your privacy is guaranteed in this way. So right, like we are not and then you just need to deploy this agents in your some system, I mean, in your enterprise system. So that's the it's two wise, like the comfort, and then like the privacy. We are not losing anything here. So that's first things, means two things. So that's why how we built, right? Yeah, we built entirely using IO intelligence stack, full stack intelligence engineering, using IO intelligence infrastructure. We used their RAG R2R APIs, and combined with for a few of the use cases, we have used quadrant vector store also, because of the daily limits exceeding. And then like we are using IO intelligence a lot, and we are planning to use training as a service also. By collecting all this data from all the conversation from these agents, we can use that data to train our models, or fine tune our models in future, right? So the entire thing is like now the means the so in place of, I mean any engineer can go from 1 to 10x by just knowing the context engineering. So if you just context engineer all these things to all these agents, like by sharing all the sequels, our day to day using usage of sequels, all these things to data analyst agent, and then like the prod analyst, the workbook, right, like we maintain for the every prod issues, if we are able to give that to the prod support agent, and then like software agents, like the architecture and the documentation of architecture decisions and all these things, if you are able to share, that will be like that is the context engineering. Like so once that context is there, these agents will be able to improve, learn from this context. So the only the context engine is left to us. All these things will be taken care of with IO intelligence infrastructure, and then like this hackathon project, right? So that's one thing. So yeah, like I will go straight to here. So yeah, like the each agent has a few responsibilities. So software architect will be the top of the funnel, means top of the top one, who has able to do everything. Actually he can communicate with the junior engineer or senior engineer or data analyst or senior, and gather a complete report about your questions, right? You can ask a question, and then it can directly refer to the docs, data, your background data, and also it can ask any help from the senior and junior, refer to the code, the current code, and then prepare a agent also, means prepare a entire report, right? We have the flow. I will share that flow in a minute also. um, yeah, architect for agent. So if you see, this is the thing. So it's a planning stage. Create a research plan. So research plan and research type is like we are using Pydantic AI here. So this research type may be a coding type, or like an data type. I mean, a data type means SQL related research, or like an docs related research or code related research, all these things. Once it is confined, like, I mean, once it is finalized based on the intent of the user, it will generate a plan, and then like it will execute the plan, and then like it will go through the means until you are, we can specify the tolerance level here, like number of charts required for a data agent, or like number of time taken for the coding agent, right? All these things you can specify here, and then like it will use all these tools one by one, complete each step, and then synthesize. And I mean, if the, and it will also maintain a token limit also. So it will the one problem is like we'll exceed a token limit sometimes, but this kind of workflow will maintain that token limitation also. So it'll compress the knowledge, and then like it will prepare a complete report, a HTML report, right? So that's one thing. You can all these agents are available as a Slack bots. I can come to that. So yeah, so junior agent can this is like I left, I mean, I can read, and I mean, this is already documented what they are capable of, but how to use it, we can share it, I can show it here. uh, yeah, so we have created an each bot, each agent as an bot. You can refer, each agent can be referred by an bot, right? I will come to the demo part little later, but yeah, like this is the, I mean, you can call this bot, and then like I can so this is like this. So you ask architect some questions. You can specify the type, or it can also identify the type, like a bot can mean, so yeah, architect agent can able to identify the intent and do the multi tool searching also. If it's not, I mean, if you're able to just want to confined research, right? It can do that as well. Yeah. So ask, this is how you can use, like you can directly go to that bot, and you can specify these keywords and GitHub URL to review the PR, create PR, um, and then analyze data. You can give some questions, open-ended questions, means related to data, and then it can loop around the data, and then it can generate a report also. So Sentry is also similar things. A few things we have added for the Sentry, and then like this is just an currently it's just a list the agents, not much. The manager agent is just in the list of the agents. Yeah, so all these things, and I have added a how to add this. This is the Slack bot. Each Slack has a token. Each bot has, we need a config token and the manifest files. All these things are placed in the Slack setup directory. You can refer to that if you are hosting this thing. And yeah, like the complete flow of this thing, like how they communicate each other, and then how the flow between user and all these agents is going through, and all these things are documented here, right? So this is one thing. um, so on a high level, right, like I think I could have shown that in that diagram also, but one point we are mentioning is all the workflows are durable here. Like we are using dbos, which is an uh, built on top of I mean, it's just a workflow system, durable workflow system built on just using a Postgres. It makes the workflow durable. Like if it is fails in between, it's able to catch up, and then like it can retry and all these things it can do. So we are using a durable workflows for all these things. um, and then like yeah, like the rest of the things are like pretty similar, like an the straightforward actually. The Slack to bot communication, and then bot to other clients communication, like a GitHub, Linear, other IO intelligence framework communication, right? All these things are taken care as integrations here. um, Architect agent we have seen. Developer services, yeah, you can see the how the PR, like while creating a PR, we are creating a sandbox, right? And then like I mean, we'll open a sandbox, git clone the repo, and analyze the diff, right, to review the PR. And then like if needed, some context from the already documented code base will be shared with the bot, and that will be used to review the PR. So once that PR is reviewed, it will add comments to the PR, right, directly. And then that's for PR review, and then it's the same for PR creation also. So I can directly go there since we are talking about it. So PR review workflow, yeah, it will get the diff, right, and then like it will generate, I mean, analyze the code, recommendation, fix bugs, and all these things it will do. And then like create PR, that is also like it will use a sandbox manager. We are just using a temporary, currently we are just using a temporary thing, temporary directory, and cloning that git repo. And then like we'll open a new branch and create a um, end to end, means create a end to end working solution for the use case. So that's the PR creation. And then like data support, this is also a similar thing. We are using an Vana, like it might be a familiar, people are familiar with Vana. Like it is like an evolving one, means you can train that RAG model using SQL RAG model. You can add the questions, like day-to-day questions of sequels you are using, and then like schema, all this it will directly scrape the schema from the database, and then use that. It can directly generate and dynamically generate the charts and etc. All these things can be possible with Vana. That's, I mean, it's just because of Vana. So we are using Vana as our low level one in the we have developed an IO data bot on top of the Vana, and we are using that, right? And then Slack setup, I just want to touch base one thing here. So usually Slack bot works with a webhook, right? But now we are not using webhook here. We are using an Slack Bolt API, which is this converts webhook into an WebSocket. Means, yeah, like when we send an use the when a user from our workspace sent a message to the Slack, it will be sent to the Slack backend, right? And then from that, our bot is just listening to that in a WebSocket, listening to events from the um, Slack backend. So the this our application no need to be exposed in a public manner. Like it can be in your local machine, or like it can be in your laptop also, and it can handle the events. Right, that's it. So that's one cool thing about Slack setup also. And RAG system, yeah, I think we have, this is very good use case actually. I mean, this is currently works with Slack audio and Slack video calls. So if you just send the audio and video file, Slacks emit an file event, right? If it will directly emit a file event, this event we can listen from our application, and then like application, and then like we'll transcribe it for audio, means transcribe it on audio, and then like pass it to architect for now. Currently you can call and video call and audio call an architect, just not, I mean, you can do it for every any bot, but yeah, like currently we have made it convenient for architect, architect agent. So you can screen share your things, and then like ask questions about the screen share to the architect, and then it'll do the research about the question and then come back to you. So since architect is able to touch all the other agents, it'll be able to cover end to end. So that's one thing. So that's pretty much it. I mean, our use case. We need a preface, like context engineering, right? We discussed it. So for context engineering, we need to scrape the data. I mean, docs, the database, um, and store it in vector store. And then this is the indexing, web scraping, and all these things you can see in this code. So and this we scraped IO intelligence. I mean, IO intelligence application for now, and then like we scraped API documentation on all other product documentation, all these things you can see it here. It's only cleaned up markdown file. This markdown file is ready to consume for the agents. We have scripts ready for that. All these are like not we are not everything, all this most of the tools we are using is free tools, like open source tools. We are using crowd for AI and all these things, and just I'm using IO intelligence. We are not using any other paid tools here. So that's one thing. Yeah, and then like one more thing is already most of things are pretty neatly documented, but yeah, like we need a one more thing, means we for all the incremental improvements also, you can see the PRs here. Like PRs are also clearly documented by different agents, and then like it's also reviewed, and what changed and what's the architectural decision behind everything we have discussed, and this is also PR reviewed. So yeah, this is a part of our hackathon, means this is helpful. Like this shows the future is collaborating between agents and humans, right? So this is one thing. We'll go to the demo.